Hey, how's it going? So I wasn't really planning on doing a video for this particular subject, but I wanted to share a WordPress post I just published yesterday, and I can't figure out how to get it into my community section without posting a video and adding it to the information box there. Yeah, I'm like pretty inept with these things in case you haven't noticed. So, the last time I tried this, it automatically went up as a post, and I couldn't find where I could leave the link that I want to leave. So, I guess I'll talk some. And the reason why it became important today to post this text piece is because a lot of what I was talking about in the piece had to do with pyramids. And so I posted a video that appeared in my feed today, and it's not like, oh, woo, it suddenly appeared magically. It's from a channel that I post there often. But what they were talking about just was more of, speaking of pyramids, is what I, uh, excuse me, captioned that post with. And so I wanted to put what I was talking about on my page so it didn't just look crazy. Excuse me. One second. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit, make this longer, so hopefully I can put that link on here. But it doesn't talk about the exact same things I talk about in that piece, this video that I posted today on here. Not mine, it's from Daily Motivation, I think is the one that this video came from. And it talks about Egypt, which inevitably leads to gods, and then it sort of evolved into religion, which the piece sort of talks about. And I don't think I specified in the last video I made. I have before, but not everybody's watched everything, and not everybody's watched it all the way through. So, it talks about how it talks about numbers and numerology. It talks about how all across the world, supposedly Abraham from the Bible went and like chartered or started all these new religions, or not new. I mean, they were new back in the time that the story talks about. But I just said recently there's so much symbology in those things that you can't take much of what you see in the Bible, at least, as, you know, that is the thing they are saying. It is absolutely what they mean. There's no like nuance or, metaphor involved when it is all nuance and metaphor. But if you don't know that, and if you don't know about the background of the symbology that they're talking about, it, I don't know how much it's going to mean. Like, I don't know who knows what. It's going to make an impression either way, but it may not be the intended impression, which is kind of what I feel like is going on with our sort of what I call industrial religion, because it's like religion for a profit in a lot of cases. And then other more established religions also have an income and profit based situation going. And See, I'm just like I'm about to like spiral off into all this other stuff, which is what the guy does in the video, the narrator. But he's probably got his application more together than I do. This is completely spontaneous. But I started to talk about like metaphor and Abraham. So they, I did not know this until today, but it doesn't surprise me. Uh, what he had to say about Abraham, a Brahmin, and that's explained in that video. But what I thought was funny was they were talking about Horus, which in the video has to do with time, and then numbers again. It's just this whole interwoven mosaic. It's, oh yeah, it's like it sends your mind off spiraling. But I thought that they explained why a Brahmin or is Abraham. I thought, Horus is a bird, and I've thought this about my cat because they have the split palate, really. Maybe it was not necessarily the explanation that the narrator of that video gave, but it is that Horus having a beak couldn't pronounce it the same way. Because I always talk to my cats, and I have this silly conversation that I've had with many of them about things that they may not be able to pronounce. Well, it also, someone I know was talking about a book she read, and the people in the book were dog people, and so because of their mouths they couldn't pronounce certain things like curse words or something. I don't know, it was just funny. But anyway, it occurred to me that a cat might have somewhat of a speech impediment. In fact, if you look at a video from The Kiffness, there's one called Hold On To My Fur, and it's, I guess, one of his cats, and he's got, cats that talk. Look at the video if you're even interested in what I'm talking about. But it's a song that he does, this guy, The Kiffness, with his cat. And one of the lines in the song, and the line in the song like started with what the cat heard, or what he heard his cat saying when it was talking. And it was, hold on to my fur, I like it when the dogs are barking. But the cat can't say B. So if you listen, the cat is saying, when the dogs are darking. Proving my theory that they have a slight speech impediment compared to how we would pronounce it. And so it follows to my kooky little corkscrew brain that a bird beak would also pronounce things differently. Like, I feel like there'd be a lot of whistling. I can't do it with these fake teeth, but a lot of whistling like the old pervert on Family Guy. Okie dokie. How long has this been going? 8 minutes. Is that longer than the short? Okay, I'll just talk a little longer. So, a lot of the stuff I'm seeing online that's coming into my feed, but also has to do with just like everybody's talking about manifestation right now, and learning how to like do it and get what you want. And a lot of times the videos are talking about money, but abundance doesn't always necessarily have to be about coin. Events happen to make your life easier sometimes, or just to introduce you to subjects, like the way this stuff just comes into my feed. Like I was talking about pyramids yesterday. Maybe the phone heard me and it's the algorithm. Who's to say the algorithm is not other directed? Like somebody built it, but the inspiration to write the code came from outside, to my belief. So Anyway, this past couple of months there have been like incidents, little things that have happened, not even incidents, just like regular events, like just moments, parts of the day where I can see growth that I've had, and I can attribute to a lot of things, but I'll give you two, and it's meditation and then study of these sort of metaphysical concepts and things. So I feel like I've kind of gotten the hang of it. And like 2 days ago, I was thinking of this person that used to live on this property where I live, and it was like one of those things right out of one of these videos where you're meeting your soul family person, and this man saw me from across the parking lot and just came running over and had to give me a hug. And I'm going to tell you what he looks like because the person I was with just kind of looked at him and made some judgments. And she was right about some of them. But she thought it made it one thing, and I thought it made it completely something else. But he ran over and he was like, "Can I give you a hug? I really want to give you a hug." And so I myself may have been repulsed by this person because he had no teeth, and as the person I was with said, he looked like a drug addict. But me and this other person had our own adventures with drugs, so I don't know. I can't judge other people too hard on that. And then I don't have much that I feel like. I mean, I do have things I care about that I don't want stolen, but I don't really have anything that's not replaceable. And whenever I've tried to sell my stuff, nobody wants it, so apparently it's junk. But this person lived here at the time, and I got to know him and his family better, and he just has the best, like, heart. He's so thoughtful and nice and loving, and yes, he's a drug addict, and yes, he slips up, but he does his program as much as he can, and he is pretty religious in a way that I'm not. But I'm not like, do your thing. I'm not against that, and in him it comes out just loving and accepting and compassionate, so go for it. And I had been thinking about him in the past 2 days ago, actually 2 days ago, and I marked it because he usually shows up after I think about him. And then I was outside meditating because I wanted to ground on the grass, and I wanted to go sit in my wheelchair, which usually now I go out on my trike, but the seat on that thing cuts off the circulation of blood from my from my butt to everywhere else, but it is not comfortable to sit on. So I've tried, but it's like a distraction. I can't really sort of sink into the earth with my butt paining me. So I'm out there with the chair, and I hear someone doing the wolf whistle, hoo hoo, at me. I can't whistle with these stupid teeth, and something happened in my past that makes me not want to be the first one to turn around and look when I hear that. But then he was calling me, and I was like, oh, okay, I know who that is. And it was this person. And they had been off the property for a while, and I really missed their presence here. And he came dashing over and had to get his hug, as usual. And I learned that they're probably moving back here with their family, so that was very happy. Okay, and that's the kind of abundance that I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be an object, or any kind of commodity to make me happy, or at least not one that's traded on a market. That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's long enough. Now I can have an information box to post that link. Thank you and good night. I've lived here too long. I'll explain that another time. Bye.